Good morning, Mr. Trudeau. I was wondering if I could have you explain something for me.
Who are you? Oh, it's you, the middle-aged high school dropout. What do you want?
I'll go ahead and let that jab slide for now. We'll deal with that later. I arrived this morning only to find a notice on my desk telling me that my employment was being terminated effective today. I did not, however, see a reason for my termination. If you have some good reason to fire me, then I'd like you to tell me.
I shouldn't need to tell you, isn't it obvious? It's because you never graduated from high school.
Really? Your issue is with my educational history?
That's right. Listen, Veronica, it takes a lot of hard work to get into a decent university. Even someone like you should understand that, right?
Yes, I am aware. Getting into more exclusive schools requires a lot of work and studying for the SAT. I've never taken the SAT myself, but I did assist my daughter with applying and studying, so I know that much.
That's exactly right. That means that people who go to good universities have already put their work in. Otherwise, they never would have been accepted. And what about you, Veronica? You decided to forego all of that hard work and take the easy way by dropping out of high school before graduating. And in spite of that egregious shortcoming of yours, you still take up precious office space in this company. Are you so old and senile that you don't know when you aren't wanted? Your office would be better used as a supply room than a workspace for a useless employee like you.
I see. Then I suppose the reason for my termination would be because Mr. Trudeau doesn't like me. I read you loud and clear.
I won't deny that I'm not exactly your biggest fan, but that's not the reason why. I'm firing you because you never get any real work done.
If you think I'm not getting any real work done, I suggest you take a look at my regular performance review.
Oh, your numbers are nothing special. Combine your mediocre performance with the fact that you're uneducated, and it's clear that you're not needed around here. I mean, how high could your IQ possibly be if you couldn't even finish high school? If a saw doesn't cut wood, what do you do with it? You throw it away. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with you.
Uh-huh. Right. So that doesn't change the fact that this is pretty clear-cut wrongful termination, and I suggest you rescind it immediately. The higher-ups are not going to be happy if they find out you're going around firing employees just because they rub you the wrong way. If news gets out about this, that could seriously damage the company's reputation. Would you like to be responsible for that?
I don't recall asking for your opinion. As if I would ever want the opinion of an over-the-hill high school dropout. I'm the manager of this department, and if I say you're gone, you're gone! I can find someone to replace an employee of your low caliber in no time. You're fired.
Understood. Very well then, I'll be leaving. You sure you won't change your mind?
Of course I'm sure. Now clear out your desk before lunch or I'll call security and have you thrown out.
After that, I asked him again if he was sure, and he said yes. So I guess that's it. I'm getting fired.
What a jerk that guy is. Seriously, how is that anything but a case of wrongful termination? You must be absolutely furious.
Yeah, you can say that again. It may have just been a part-time job, but it was nice to be able to work at the same company as you. And now that's all over, and for such a silly reason.
By the way, Mom, I had no idea that you had taken a job at this company.
Well, I did go change jobs after you went off to college. I suppose I never did tell you what company I went to, did I? But in my defense, I never expected that you would apply for a job at the same company as me. And in a sales position, too. You make me so proud to be your mother, Kayla.
Thanks for that, but this isn't the time to be talking about me. What are you gonna do from now on, Mom? You're not really gonna lay down and take it, are you? You have to fight this.
Yes, you might be right. I'm more than just a little bit angry about this. And this is not the first time Mr. Trudeau has treated me in this way. But I also have to say that I'm unfortunately used to it. I've been working for quite some time now. Back in my younger days, the very presence of a woman in the workplace was like an insult to some of the men I worked with. So I've been putting up with it until now. I've always interpreted his workplace bullying as a sign of his own jealousy of me.
How did you get to be so strong, Mom? If I were in your position, I'd probably be in my room crying my eyes out right now.
It's like I said, dear, when you have to put up with this sort of thing on a daily basis, eventually you become immune to it. However, Trudeau's harassment and him firing me are two completely different issues. Companies have a duty to protect their workers from both internal and external threats. I can't let him get away with something as comically evil as this. I won't let him besmirch the name of the company we worked so hard to build up.
That's what I wanted to hear. I was waiting for you to get angry.
Well, wait, no longer. I'm angry, and I think I need to go blow off some steam.
Hey, what's going on here, Veronica? I told you to have your desk cleared out by lunchtime and you still haven't done a thing. What are you doing anyway, chatting it up with all the other old ladies in the office? Get back to your desk now and clear it out!
There's a very good reason I haven't cleared off my desk yet, Mr. Trudeau. I don't need to.
What are you talking about?
On the contrary, I think that you might want to work on cleaning up your own desk. You have far more things there than necessary. It's always so disorganized. When's the last time you sorted out all your papers?
Are you mocking me right now, Veronica?
Heavens no. All I'm doing is telling you the simple truth. If you don't start cleaning things up now, it's going to make things much more difficult for you later. I doubt you'll have much time to pack your things up when it comes time for you to leave the company.
Did you forget to take your Alzheimer's meds today or something? Stop spouting nonsense at me and get to work! Unlike you, I happen to be an elite businessman with years of experience under my belt. I'm not leaving this company until I retire or get a better offer elsewhere. You're the one who's leaving. What's going on here? What did you do, Veronica?
Oh, me? I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I'm leaving the company, remember? I don't think I have the power to do much of anything.
Don't play dumb with me. Since yesterday evening, more than 90% of our clients have contacted us and said they won't do business with us anymore. And when we asked them why, they all said the same thing. They said it was because you weren't working here anymore. Explain yourself.
Oh, are you sure you want to hear an explanation from me? I'm just an old lady, and we tend to ramble.
Just shut up and tell me what happened.
Patience, young man.
I'm 44 years old.
That's young to me. Anyway, since I was being fired, I thought I would go around to all the clients I've worked with over the years and let them know I was leaving the company. We got to talking as old ladies do, and they asked why I was leaving, so I told them.
You did?
I most certainly did. So now, all of our clients know about the circumstances of my termination. Or should I say, my wrongful termination. As you can imagine, they were not pleased at all with what I told them. In fact, many told me that they would no longer do business with a company who treated its workers so poorly. Which brings us to where we are now.
Hold on, that doesn't make any sense. You're just some loser part-timer who never even graduated from high school. Why would they get upset over a nobody like you getting axed?
Because this nobody just so happens to be a founding member of this company.
What?
Women in the workforce were far less common back in those days, and in fact, I was the only woman on the team. But the company president saw potential in me. He placed me in a sales position, and from there I was able to build relationships with our current clients. It wasn't easy, I assure you. Some of them refused to even give me the time of day just because I was a woman. But I didn't let that get to me. I kept pressing forward. And the result was that I secured the clients whose business made our company what it is today. What can I say? Us girls are easy to like. I was outperforming most of the men back then, you know?
No way! You were one of the founding members? But I've never heard anything about that. I thought you were just a regular part-timer.
When I got married, well, remarried, that is, I resigned from the company and I was doing other things for about 20 years. In that time, most of my coworkers moved up to much higher positions in the company. They're far too busy to spend time chit-chatting with me. There are far more employees now, as well, and I would imagine the majority of them don't know me.
This cannot be happening!
Unfortunately for you, it very much is happening. Did you think you would get away with firing someone based on your own silly prejudices? Not on my watch. You're going to pay for the damage you've done to my company, and I'm going to see to it myself.
Hey, what are you doing here? I fired you! Why are you back in the office?
I'm afraid the CEO has personally rescinded your termination. He had little choice given the alternative was to lose 90% of our clients. Not to mention, he couldn't sit by while one of the people who built the company alongside his father gets treated so unreasonably.
Why couldn't you just tell him you quit before getting fired? We have plenty of part-timers we can do without you.
It seems you're confused, Mr. Trudeau. I'm not working part-time. I'm a full-time contracted employee.
You are, but you weren't before.
Once again, the president has intervened on my behalf. When he called me to rescind my termination, he asked me to come back as a regular full-time employee. Frankly, I would prefer a more laid-back working style. But once I saw that middle management contained such miserable louses as yourself, I knew I had to do something about it. And there's very little I could do back as a part-timer, so I gladly agreed to accept the offer.
Well, since you were terminated once, that still makes you a new hire right now. And you know what that means? You have to obey every order from your boss, no matter what.
Oh, goodness me. I would never even think of disobeying an order from my superior. I'm afraid, however, that you aren't my superior anymore.
Yes, you are. You were my underling before, and that hasn't changed.
Actually, it has. I've been transferred out of your department and into the HR department. So no, I'm not your underling, Mr. Trudeau. Not that I ever was, mind you.
You're in HR now?
It's a wonderful department, really. It's like a mighty fortress that exists for the protection of each and every employee. And I broke in my first day on the job by reporting you. I have mountains of evidence regarding the fact that your termination of me was uncalled for, as well as numerous instances of past misconduct. I filed them all into a neat report which I submitted for further investigation. And yes, Mr. Trudeau, there will be consequences.
You're out of your mind if I think I'm gonna let some old granny derail my career track. You might be a founding member, but so what? I've got years of stellar performance under my belt. Why did I get suspended? They can't do this to me. You can't do this to me. This is totally unfair.
Good morning, Mr. Trudeau. I see you're up bright and early today. Don't worry. I can assure you that your suspension was decided upon in a completely fair manner, as dictated by company policy.
There's nothing fair about this at all. I didn't do anything worthy of getting suspended.
Come now. Let's not behave like children. You know exactly what you did to deserve the suspension. Falsifying work reports is a serious offense.
What?
You told me that I never get any real work done, but even if that were true, you do even less work than I do. It was baffling to me how a person as useless as yourself managed to rise so high up in the company's hierarchy. And now I know why. Your performance numbers were based on falsified data.
That's not true. I didn't falsify anything. I've worked my butt off for this company, and the results show it.
Someone has definitely been working their butt off for this company, but it's not you. When I investigated your reports, I found that you had taken credit for the work of your subordinates, myself included. I've collected testimony from some of the people whose work you took credit for, including a few who have already quit the company.
Lies! All lies! They're all out to get me! They're jealous that I was a way better worker than they are!
Is your position that more than 10 people of different ages all got together and are coordinating a grand conspiracy against you? If that's true, then you must be even more hated than I thought. You do have quite the impressive educational background, but you must have worked hard to earn your degrees. But the efforts you made in the past do not provide you with a justification to behave with prejudice towards employees with lower educational attainment. You've been so busy looking at the letters behind a person's name that you've forgotten the things that really matter. And for that, you don't deserve to hold a position of authority in this company. You need some time away to think about what you've done and change your ways.
I know that you've been working behind the scenes against me, Kayla. Why are you doing this to me? What did I ever do to you?
Well, hello, Mr. Trudeau. How come you're up so early? Did you forget that you're suspended and don't need to come to work today?
I don't have time to listen to your wisecracks right now, you little brat. I am in massive trouble thanks to you. And quite frankly, I'm having a hard time seeing how I'm ever going to be able to work myself out of this hole you've dug for me. All sorts of crazy rumors about me are going around the entire company.
Crazy rumors? Which rumors are you talking about? Oh, you mean like the one about how you got my mom fired for no reason at all?
That wasn't for no reason. Hey, wait a second. Your mom?
You know, Veronica, the woman who you've been calling alternatively a senior citizen, old granny, a middle-aged high school dropout, senile, and so on? She's my mom!
No way! You mean both you and your mom worked in the same company?
Crazy, right? I was pretty shocked when I first found out too. Plus, she hadn't been working there for quite some time. She quit her job back when she got remarried, and I never really got a chance to ask her much about the way things were before that. All I knew was that once I got out on my own, she started doing a part-time job somewhere. I had no idea it was the same company as me. Seeing as though her last name is different from when she used to work here, and she's also in a different department, I'm not surprised that most people don't know she came back.
God damn it! It's bad enough dealing with that old hag, but now I have to deal with a bratty little daughter, too?
Well, that's uncalled for. We work in different departments. You don't have to deal with me at all. Oh, and the rumors? Don't get me wrong. I wasn't intending to be bashing you or anything. You probably don't know this because you're old, but all the younger employees have a little social gathering once a week or so. We talk about how things are going for us at work and share information we think is useful. Like, you know, when some of the higher-ups' birthdays are, what positions might be opening up soon, new projects, and stuff about our clients too. Like how the receptionist at one company really likes a certain kind of candy. You'd be surprised how useful it can be to know stuff like that when you're trying to score a new contract, you know? And one thing we realized is that all the young people that work under you either quit or request transfers to other departments super quickly. And that's weird, right? So, we decided to take a deeper look into what was going on and we figured it out. You were taking credit for everyone's work and keeping them from advancing in the company. That's like super dirty, so we thought it would be best for as many people to know as possible. It would suck for anyone else to get taken advantage of, right? So yeah, it's not like we were calling you a stinky doodle face or anything. We were just talking about what was actually going on in your department. It's not a crazy rumor if it's true. And once word got out, people started avoiding you like the plague.
I can't believe it! That old loser had you in her corner the whole time? Don't think I'm gonna let you get away with this, do you hear me? I mean, you've only been with the company for a few years. How did you manage to get your hands on so much information?
Oh, that? It was easy. All I had to do was go to all the bosses and tell them who my mom was, and they opened right up.
You're kidding! You name-dropped your mom?
And why wouldn't I? I love being my mom's daughter. It comes in super duper handy. Now that I know she's working here and her history at the company, I'm name-dropping her all the time.
But why are you doing this, though? What's in it for you?
I don't really have too good of a memory of my younger days, but I definitely remember that my mom worked really hard to support me back when I was a kid. And once I heard that you were being a major jerk to my mom, I had to do something to get back at you. Oh, and just so you know, I'm only getting started.
I can't believe it. It's actually happening. I'm getting fired. This has to be some kind of mistake. There's no way some random old high school dropout could take me down. Why is this happening to me?
Good morning, Mr. Trudeau. I see you got the email that HR chief sent to you this morning. If you would like to know why, it's quite simple, actually. I use my connections inside the company.
What? You mean you had even more connections that you hadn't used yet?
That's right. Actually, my daughter's husband is none other than the current CEO. Who, by the way, is the former CEO's son.
You have got to be kidding me.
I'm just full of surprises, aren't I? They've only been married for a short time, and they haven't exactly been going around the company telling all the employees. So I don't think many people know about them as of right now. I think Kayla is also concerned people might start treating her differently if they knew.
You mean I called the CEO's wife a little brat? This is bad. Very, very bad.
You said a number of things you regret, didn't you? She was angrier after she talked to you than she has been in quite some time. And please, don't resent me for using my connections. After all, interpersonal relationships are just another resource in a professional's repertoire. My being the CEO's mother-in-law was my biggest trump card yet. I was actually a bit excited to finally play it against you. He came over to my house with my daughter for dinner last night, so we talked about this and that. And I also took the opportunity to let him know about your falsified work reports and wrongful termination of me.
Man, this sucks! Why does some old woman like you have this much power in the company? You never worked for anything in your life. You even dropped out of high school when the going got tough.
Actually, I created quite a bit more work for myself by not staying in school. Remember back in my day, women were expected to stay in the home. But I lost my husband while we were still both so young, so I had no choice but to work. So there I was, a high school dropout, woman, and a widow. 3 things that made it very difficult to find good work. And that's why, when I got the opportunity to work here, I knew I had to take this chance to prove myself. You think I haven't worked for anything in my life, do you? Tell me, Mr. Trudeau. Have you ever been on the phone with a client in the middle of the night with a baby in one arm and a pen in the other? Have you ever had to buy a new dress on the way to a client's office because your child got sick and threw up on the only clean dress you had?
Well, I guess I can't say that I have.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Granted, I left the country for 20 years after getting married, so my history with the company is only partial. But it took the hard work and dedication of many people in order to put together the company that you, until recently, worked for. When you used your position within the company to enact your own personal childish vendetta against me, you spat in the face of every single one of those people. There is no room here for a person of such low moral fiber as you. You are finished here, Mr. Trudeau. Accept it.
Never. I'll never accept defeat, not by you. I've worked way too hard to get to where I am to let you take it all away. I'm one of the best people at this company. They need me.
Well, Mr. Trudeau, I hate to break it to you, but in your last week on the job, you've more than proved your incompetence.
Yeah, right. I've been working harder than I ever have this past week.
You took the lead on the new project while I was gone for the last few days, didn't you? It's crystal clear to me now that you've done nothing but take credit for other people's work. You don't have any of the skills or experience necessary to lead this project. We just uncovered a glaring error in the project, one that is going to cost our clients an astronomical sum.
What?
You've always seen yourself as a corporate Superman, but that's all in your head. You don't even have a shred of business talent. Now, the responsibility for this mishap partially lies with the company, as the company placed you in a position of power. And so, the company will likely have to learn a very costly lesson thanks to your mistake. But like I said earlier, the damages to our client will be utterly astronomical. I think you should be prepared for the very likely event that you, personally, are held civilly or even criminally liable for this.
No, that can't be! I've got talent! I've got more talent in one finger than you do in your entire body! I did everything right! I went to a good school! I studied all day and night back in college! So how could I not be an elite businessman? I have to be an elite businessman!
I'm sure that you worked quite hard in your college days, Mr. Trudeau. But you seem to view your college diploma as the finish line, when in fact it's nothing but another starting line. College credentials mean nothing if you don't continue to polish your skills and knowledge as you go through your career. So, while it's unfortunate that your path has taken you here, and I do feel some sympathy for you, the fact remains that you chose this path. Your image of yourself as an elite businessman was all in your imagination. And now, you're reaping the consequences of living in your fantasy world, rather than the real world. Now, clean out your office immediately. And don't worry about the company once you're gone. We'll find someone to replace an employee of your low caliber in no time. Mr. Trudeau was sued in civil court by the company for the damages caused by his oversight. Obviously, it was far more than he would be capable of paying, so he was forced to go into deep debt in order to pay off the damages. It seems the heavy dose of reality was quite a shock to his system. Realizing he's not the elite businessman he always thought he was has practically eliminated his motivation. He's been trying to find a new job for some time, but he still hasn't been successful. Despite being proven to be a fraud, he still goes into interviews acting like he's the next Jeff Bezos, which is a big turnoff for most respectable companies. However, whether he can find a stable job or not, he still has payments on his lawsuit to make. So in the meantime, he's working a number of part-time jobs in order to keep himself housed and fed. To think, he spent all that time, effort, and money to earn a degree from a prestigious institution, all to let it go to waste like this. For his entire professional career, he relied on his academic history in order to advance himself. But all the degrees in the world don't mean a thing if you can't even complete one lousy project without making a mistake that could take down a company. As for me, I'm actually rather enjoying my big comeback into the workplace. My daughter tells me that she thinks I should think about settling down and taking a step back, but I can't do that. This company is like a second child to me. I have to make sure that nothing like what Trudeau did to me happens to anyone else ever again. That means there will be a need for serious internal reform. I'd like to spend my last few years before retirement working on making the company a positive environment for our younger workers. After all, they're the future of the company.